Here's the thing about quiet people. They don't speak much, but they notice everything. They observe, they wait, and when they finally act, it counts. Today's story? Proof that secrets always find a way to burn through, especially when you keep tossing fuel on the fire. She thought she could outplay me. She had no idea I'd torch her entire game to the ground. My girlfriend and I were together for 7 years, married for 4. We had just moved into a new apartment in a decent city. It felt like a fresh chapter. 2 bedrooms, a nice balcony, great location. We'd even built a joint savings account over the years, slowly saving up for a big trip abroad. People around us thought we were the picture-perfect couple. They never fight, they'd say. Always in sync. Honestly, I thought so too, until everything unraveled. At first, it was subtle. She stopped sharing the little things. The funny dog she passed on her walk, what she had for lunch. Those daily updates disappeared. She'd come home, say almost nothing, and bury herself in her phone. I'd ask how her day was. I'd get a shrug or a one-word reply. I felt like I was living with a ghost of the person I married. I chalked it up to stress. Everyone has rough patches, right? But things kept getting weirder. Her phone became her lifeline. She'd lock it the second I walked in, whisper into it behind closed doors, and disappear for hours on unexplained errands. She wasn't like this before. Something was wrong. Then came the late nights. She'd come home long after she said she would, offering vague excuses. One night, she didn't even bother explaining. Walked in at 10 p.m. like it was nothing. That's when I really started paying attention. The breaking point? My friend pulled me aside one afternoon. He looked uncomfortable, like he didn't want to tell me. He said he'd overheard her at a cafe, laughing, giggling, talking about keeping it quiet, and she mentioned a guy named Ryan. I kept my cool, thanked him, and acted normal. But inside, I was on fire. I started watching closely. She was dressing up more. New perfume, tight outfits, for her errands. One night, she walked in, and I could swear I smelled cologne on her, not mine. I didn't confront her, not yet. I needed proof. And then I got it. She left her laptop open one day. I normally wouldn't snoop, but something told me to check. Her email was open. And there it was, a chain of flirty messages with a guy named Ryan. Plans to meet at a bar. A hotel receipt from the previous week. My hands trembled. I screenshotted everything, emailed it to myself, logged out, and closed the laptop before she returned. I waited 2 days. I wanted to do this right. She came home late again, this time spinning some weak story about helping a friend move. I said nothing. But when she walked into the kitchen, I was ready. I had printed every screenshot and laid them across the table like evidence in a crime scene. "We need to talk," I said. She froze when she saw the papers. I asked, "Who's Ryan?" She tried to play dumb. "Just a friend. You're making it a bigger deal than it is." I looked her in the eye. "Really? I've got emails. Hotel receipts. Stop insulting my intelligence." That's when she got defensive, started yelling that I had no right to go through her things. I told her she forfeited that right the second she started lying. She flipped the script, called me controlling, said I didn't trust her. I didn't flinch. "You have 1 hour. Pack your things. Get out." She started crying, saying it was a mistake, that she didn't mean anything by it. I wasn't interested. I told her, "There's no we anymore. You destroyed that the moment you cheated." She packed slowly, still trying to guilt-trip me, saying I was throwing away 7 years over nothing. That line? That stung the most. Like I was the one who broke us. I told her she doesn't get to play the victim, not after what she did. She left, saying she'd crash with a friend. I didn't care where she went, as long as it wasn't under my roof. The next morning, I called a divorce attorney. We met that afternoon. I handed him the screenshots and laid out the full story. He advised me to freeze our joint savings immediately, said we had to protect my assets in case she tried anything shady. I gave the green light. I texted her. "Divorce papers are coming. Find a new place. We're done." She called me cruel. Said I didn't even let her explain. "You explained plenty when you booked a hotel room with Ryan," I replied. Then I blocked her number. The apartment lease was in my name, so I didn't have to worry about her coming back. But I changed the locks just in case. She had some clothes and personal stuff left behind. I boxed everything up and put it in a storage unit. I texted her the access code and told her not to show up again, or I'd call the cops. A few days later, my lawyer found something interesting. She had secretly opened another savings account at a completely different bank, with over $10,000 in it. She'd been funneling money into it for months. That cash? It came from our shared income. She'd been setting herself up to screw me over while playing house with Ryan. My lawyer said hiding that account could cost her big in court. So I told him, use it. Then I exposed her. She'd been crying to everyone, acting like I was the villain. I gathered the emails, the hotel receipt, a breakdown of her affair, and sent it anonymously to a few of Ryan's friends and family I found online. A few days later, my buddy told me Ryan's crew had cut her off completely. Even Ryan ghosted her. Guess the drama wasn't worth it. At the next hearing, my lawyer dropped the bomb, her secret account. She tried to claim it was for personal expenses. The judge wasn't buying it. He ordered the account frozen. After court, she called me from a new number begging. She said she was broke, staying with a friend, and needed access to her money. I told her flatly, "You should have thought about that before lying and cheating." She started crying, trying to paint me as the cruel one. I hung up and blocked the number. My lawyer explained that hiding that account wasn't just dishonest, it was perjury. She could lose everything in the settlement. I told him to push as hard as possible. We froze the joint account too, until the court could decide how to divide it. I had my own personal savings in order, but I knew she was counting on both accounts to survive. When I told her, she exploded, called me names, said I was screwing her over. I laughed and ended the call. Court kept dragging on, but we had her cornered. She tried to reach me through her friends. One messaged me, saying she was struggling and needed to talk. I replied, "I'm not her therapist. Stop contacting me." Then more karma hit. Ryan ghosted her completely, and she had no support left. I later heard she was crashing at a friend's place, overstaying her welcome, broke, and alone. Eventually, the final hearing arrived. My lawyer laid out everything: the affair, the hidden savings, the lies. Her lawyer tried to argue that some of the money was hers. The judge wasn't having it, ruling 75% of the hidden $10,000 went to me, $7,500. Our frozen joint savings? Split 80/20ths in my favor. I got $12,000. She left with scraps, barely $3,000 total. She also got fined $4,000 for lying under oath. She had to cover half of my legal fees, another $3,000. A few days after it was over, she had the nerve to email me, begging for a loan to make rent. I forwarded the email to my lawyer and replied, "You cheated. You lied. Figure it out." She was completely on her own. Word is, she's living in a sketchy studio apartment now, barely scraping by. Even her friends kicked her out. Me? I changed my number, locked my socials, and moved on. Yeah, the divorce took a toll. 7 years is a long time. But I'm healing. I took my share of the money, leased the car I'd been dreaming of, and finally started living again. These days, I hang with my friends, grab beers, watch games. Life feels lighter without her lies. She tried one last time, left a voicemail through a friend's phone, saying I ruined her life and took everything. I told my friend to delete it. She's still trying to twist the story, still pretending I'm the one who destroyed everything. It's pathetic. I told my lawyer we'd get a restraining order if it keeps up. And I mean it. To everyone who supported me, thank you. Your words kept me grounded. I'll update if there's more. But for now, she played games and lost everything.